Thought our town had been bombed. You know, you hear of these things away from here, not at home. I've never witnessed anything like it.
Right now on News 8, shock and awe. The cleanup effort in Canton, Illinois now, and how the community is recovering from a big explosion last night.
And no jacket required, the record-setting temperatures in the Quad City area, and why this weekend will be a harsh reality check.
Live from WQAD, News 8 at 5 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Julie Sisk, in for Denise Anitka.
And I'm Jim Mertens. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5.
Well, downtown Canton, Illinois has been closed to the public after a natural gas explosion last night. A utilities worker, 38-year-old Arturo Silva Jr., was killed in the explosion. 12 other people were hurt in the blast. Police say a contractor damaged a gas line while digging, and that's when utility workers were called to the scene. The exact cause of the explosion is still under investigation. 3 buildings are considered a total loss. Roughly 50 more need repairs. Canton residents say they felt the explosion blocks away from where it occurred, in an office building on North 1st Avenue, right in the heart of downtown. Today, downtown business owners are getting their first look at the damage. News 8's Megan Noe shows us why many consider themselves lucky.
It blew out the lower windows.
From his downtown sports bar, Billy Jump has a clear view of the yellow tape and debris.
I thought our town had been bombed. You know, you hear of these things away from here, not at home. I've never witnessed anything like it.
Jump was working inside when the explosion happened. His business is one of the lucky ones.
We had a lot of pictures fall off the wall, ceiling come down, blew one of our doors off. No one was hurt, so it was, you know, that was the main thing. Everything else we can put back together.
The explosion happened right here on 1st Avenue, but the damage actually stretches for several blocks throughout the downtown area. An Ameren truck and lone construction helmet still sit near the site where one worker was killed.
The idea that we lost someone already and others were hurt, that hurts me. One of the workers was one of my former students, Jordan, and to hear that he was hurt, and I just praise God it's as good as it was.
Fire crews are going building to building in the downtown area, still checking for structural damage. Many of the owners anxious to get inside.
We all know each other up here, and we're just worried about each other and the other businesses and people, make sure everybody's okay.
And despite the damage, they consider themselves fortunate.
Canton's a good city. They will come back. They've proven it over and over. Everyone will work together.
Determined and ready to rebuild. In Canton, Megan Noe, WQAD News 8.
Thank you, Megan. The Salvation Army is helping downtown residents displaced by the explosion. Emergency crews say that they are working to get people back into their apartments, but that can't happen until engineers make sure that it is safe to do so.
Well, crews also responded to another gas leak today, this time in LeClaire on Stagecoach Trail, right in front of Slagle's grocery store. No one was hurt, but the initial call was treated just the same. News 8's Elizabeth Wattis joins us live from LeClaire to tell us the protocol for dangerous situations like this. Elizabeth?
Yeah, Jim, right now, this is the construction zone where a gas line was hit earlier today. You can actually see they had to break the pavement to get to that source. They're still working on that right now, but 911 was called immediately, and the LeClaire Police Department were the first to show up to help. Law enforcement say they always take reports of gas leaks very seriously, no matter how minor it may seem. Police say when they first get to the scene, they block off any civilian access to the area to make sure people are safe. Then, with the help of fire departments and energy companies, they assess factors like wind direction, how much gas is escaping, and where the leak started.
Gas leak can be very dangerous, so we do not take that lightly. Our main priority is to assess the situation when we get on scene and then make sure that the public is safe.
Coming up tonight on News 8 at 6, I'll tell you about a dangerous situation that had crews responding here have to switch gears from one emergency to another in just a matter of seconds. For now, reporting live in LeClaire, Iowa, Elizabeth Wattis, WQAD News 8.
Yeah, it was a strange day. Thanks, Elizabeth. And the chief says if you ever do smell a rotten egg odor in your home and you think it could be a gas leak, call 911 immediately.
Well, a big decision by Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner isn't sitting well with thousands of state workers. AFSCME organized more than 100 rallies statewide to protest the governor's decision to change their schedules and benefits. Tuesday, a state labor board ruled that contract negotiations had stalled. Yesterday, the governor decided to increase workers' weekly hours to 40 and implement a merit pay system. AFSCME says health insurance premiums will also double and workers' wages will be frozen for 4 years.
We are the middle class in Illinois, and when unions get busted, the middle class goes away and everybody suffers.
AFSCME plans to appeal the labor board ruling. If they lose, workers can vote on whether to strike. Governor Rauner estimates his plan will save Illinois $3 billion over 4 years. 2
words can describe today's weather in the Quad City area: record-breaking.
Welcome to the Midwest. Absolutely. Snow on Saturday, and who knows, this weather is unreal.
Parks were popular today. Playgrounds had plenty of visitors. Nearly everyone tried to take advantage of the 70-degree weather before the winter does arrive. The only downer today was the windy conditions that developed throughout the day, and now we're just preparing for a return to reality.
Right. Chief Meteorologist James Zahara joins us with our first look at the forecast and the details. The number is great today, James.
Oh, yes, 76 degrees a hit for a daytime high in the Quad Cities, and that was a record breaker. Very rare to have that type of temperature so late in the year. So rare event, no question about it. Still have those winds the south. They're easing up a little bit, but we expect those winds to gust even more. Of course, that was the main catalyst in warming up those temperatures in the low mid 70s, even got in the upper 70s like around Muscatine as well as over Macomb. Currently, we're still seeing some lower 70s across the board, a few upper 60s to our north, and you can see just out to the west some of the real cool numbers out there around the northern plains, Minnesota. That is where the weather system is located. And behind that boundary is where we got the chilly temperatures. And eventually, once that boundary moves on by, that's when we start seeing our temperatures slowly begin to fall. We'll tell you when that period is going to be taking place and how chilly these numbers are going to get heading the upcoming weekend, coming up in just a few minutes. Julie?
All right, thank you, James. Despite the warm and windy conditions, workers went ahead with the big project. Crews sparked a prairie burn in February Park and the Prairie Heights Park this afternoon. They did do this actually every 3 years to remove the invasive species. This year, they had to wait longer in the season to make sure that it all worked.
If you look around, the grass is still green. There's still plants that are still flowering. So in order to get a good burn, it has to be dry.
The non-native plants have a very short root system and are killed by the fire. That gives the native plants an opportunity to spread and to thrive. The effort to clean an abandoned salvage yard will move into the next phase next week. A developer bought the former site of Putnam's Auto Body Shop and found dozens of abandoned classic cars there. The developer invited salvage pickers to take what they wanted for 50 cents a pound. The salvage offer ends on Sunday, and then crews will move in and have the cars crushed and removed from the property.
With the Zika virus spreading, there's a new effort to prevent contamination of the nation's blood supply. The Food and Drug Administration requires all blood donations be tested, which means new procedures for all blood banks. News 8's Christina Hepner joins us now live outside the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center, where workers showed us the new testing process. Christina?
Yeah, Jim, I'm out here at the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center, where they are now required by the FDA to test for the Zika virus. Now, the FDA announced in late August that the laboratory testing would need to be up and running within 12 weeks. The center got the equipment, people trained, and started testing blood donations on Monday. They have been testing around 750 units of blood per night. The test will help to know if the blood is safe to be transfused.
All donors that come in to donate, we will have to test for a Zika virus with individual donor testing, with nucleic acid testing.
With this new testing, people will no longer have to fill out a travel deferral form when they go to give blood. Reporting live in Davenport, Christina Hepner, WQAD News 8.
Thanks, Christina. And if the Zika virus is found in the blood, the center destroys the donation and notifies the donor to make sure they seek some medical attention. Still ahead tonight at 5, seasonal arrival.
The grand opening for this annual celebration and why it brings families back to downtown Davenport every year.
And before we feel those cool winds, we do have that small chance for a brief little shower, and we'll time it all out for you. Coming up right after the break here in News 8 at 5.